Christy Savings, and today we're hiking the Olympic coast.
It wouldn't be the Pacific Northwest if it weren't profusely raining. Yippity-doo-dah! Today we're in Olympic National Park of Washington State, backpacking along its famous wilderness coast. For those of you unawares of this park's varied ecosystems, Olympic's coast, unlike its mountains, is a unique combination of sea-stacked coastlines and temperate rainforested lands. What makes a temperate rainforest, you ask? Why, the presence of large, old trees like Sitka spruce, western hemlock, and red alder. Epiphytes, or plants growing on plants, like mosses and ferns. Oh, and 12 to 14 feet of rain annually, hashtag no big deal. In order to backpack any amount of these 73 miles of coastline, you'll need to obtain a permit prior to embarking on your journey. On top of that, you will absolutely positively need a tide table before stepping foot on the beach. Without it, you may find yourself roadblocked or stranded by high tides, making the trail impassable, putting a damper on your plans. What are you laughing at? I know I'm terrible. Anywho, so we began our exploration of this 6.4 mile stretch of coast, 12.8 miles out and back, from La Push's third beach trailhead. For 1.4 miles, you'll follow the trail through moss-laden trees and elephantine ferns until the rush of the ocean's salty air signifies your descent to third beach. It won't be long before you spy your first sea stacks off in the misty distance, remnants of eroded lands from long ago. After only 0.4 miles, your first overland trail is marked by a black and orange symbol and an intense upgrade from sea level. By clambering nearly vertically up muddy ropes and wooden ladders, you'll make your way into the forest and over the untraversable Taylor Point. After 1.2 miles, the ocean breeze returns as the trail descends down to craggy Scott's Bluff. This is the first instance where the tide table will be required, as the trail is only present when the tide is below 4.5 feet. For 0.6 miles, you'll follow this rock-strewn beach until you reach your second overland trail. Yep, all the way up there. After hauling your weight up ropes course number 2, you'll briefly saunter through the luscious greenery of the forest for 0.4 miles until you're once again carried downward toward the beach. From here on out, it's a 2.4 mile trek along the sand to Toliak Point, our camping destination for the evening. Past looming sea stacks and over slippery tidal pools you'll go, with the ocean lapping at your boots. Even with an unceasing mist, the beauty surrounding this hike thoroughly distracted us from our moist undergarments. TMI? So, after passing by Strawberry Point, we began to notice an abundance of buoys hanging in the forest. We soon realized these floats marked the various backcountry campsites dotting the trail. Oh, buoy! After cruising past a few sites, we decided on a forested patch out of the wind and away from our backpacking neighbors. Talk about a room with a view. With the never-ending whoosh of the ocean and the sun slowly emerging, this was quite the exquisite backpacking experience. With plenty of time before sunset, we decided to explore our territory after filtering some water from nearby Jackson Creek. This was one of my favorite parts of the trip. With no time constraints and nowhere to be, we had free range of the shoreline and the chance to take in its ruggedly beautiful landscape like none I've ever seen. After a thorough exploration and a nice backcountry meal of instant mashed potatoes, kale, and tuna, we watched a glorious sunset over the ocean before turning in for the evening. The next day, we awoke to gorgeous weather and glimmering sunlight, quite the juxtaposition from the previous day's rizzle, drizzle, full shizzle. After saying our farewells to our outstanding campsite, we began retracing our sand prints along the shore, into the forest, down the overland trail ropes, past sea stacks, and ultimately back to Third Beach, where we first set foot by the Pacific. Time to kick off your boots and feel that sand between your toes.
Hope you enjoyed this hike along the Olympic coast of Washington. Till next time, happy trails!